You want to take your static tripod shot, make it look like it was shot with a cameraman? Well, we're here in Davinci Resolve. Let's dive into it. So we have this scene here from Aces Wild, our short film where we had a very limited crew. My wife was acting as director. I was acting against my brother, Chance Young, and the cameraman was the tripod. So it's a very still clip that needs some life brought into it, and I'm going to show you how to get that done. One of the things we want to do is add a little pan and zoom. We've got a couple ways to accomplish this. So if we select our clip and come over here to the video tab, scroll down till we see dynamic zoom, click on that to expand the options and turn it on. Here we can do a linear zoom, or we can ease in, ease out, or ease in and out. And we can swap whether it is zooming from out to in or in to out. But that's not all we can do. If we come over here to our drop down arrow and scroll down to dynamic zoom, we get these boxes. A red box is where the zoom is going to stop, and a green box is where it is going to start. So I want to zoom in on my face, so we're going to hit swap. Now we have the green box showing we're starting as a full screen, and the red box where that will end. We can do a faster, tighter zoom, or we can resize the box and go nice and slow. We can make it zoom in to the left, right, wherever we want by dragging that box around. So I want it to end kind of there on me. A little bit slower zoom, so we'll take that box out, and we've got something like this. So that is using the dynamic zoom button, but there is another option as well, and that's with keyframing. So let's turn the dynamic zoom off and come over here to our transform tab, and we're going to click this top diamond. We're going to turn on all our keyframing for this entire clip. So let's just scrub ahead here to where I start to lean forward. From there, we're going to back up just a little bit, and we're going to add 2 keyframes on the zoom and position. Scroll back forward some to where I start to lean in. And now we can just click and drag on the zoom button in the x-axis and the y-axis to keyframe our shot. So now if we start over, got a nice zoom in with me leaning forward. And the reason I would choose this over using the dynamic zoom is maybe you want multiple zooms in one clip. So now as I start to lean back, I'm going to back up a little bit, set 2 more keyframes, play forward, and now we'll zoom back out and recenter our image. All right, so now we got a zoom and pan twice in the same clip, a zoom in and a zoom out, and it's already looking a lot better, but we're going to take it and add in another step. So we need to bring in some camera shake, and there's 2 ways we can do this. First, I'll show you the free version, and then I'll show you the easy way using Davinci Studio. So let's start our clip over. We still have our keyframes on, only this time we're going to make little micro adjustments as we play ahead. So just play the screen a little bit, pause it, and just do some little drops. Each time I'm moving one or the other or both, just a little bit to fake in some camera movement. And if you go back and you see that you've moved it a little too far and you got some black edges popping in, just increase your whole zoom a slight hair, and let's take a look at that. So as you can see, we have a little bit of camera shake now, and you can take that as far, as drastic or not as you would like it. And let's play that back. There we go, some fake camera movement. You can go as light or as heavy with it as you want, depending on how smooth you want your camera movement, or if you're shooting an action scene and you really want it jumping around, you can do that as well. So let's refresh that, and now I'll show you how to do it in Davinci Studio. We're going to come over here to Open Effects, Search, and type in CA, bring up Camera Shake, and just drop that on the clip. Now with our clip highlighted, we'll come over here to Effects, and we can see Camera Shake is turned on. And if we play that back, we got a whole lot of camera shake, along with our zoom in and our zoom out, but that's a little drastic and a little ridiculous. So we're going to scale this way back. We want it to look like we had a cameraman holding the camera, so it's not perfectly still, but he was doing his best to try and keep it still. Just bring in a little liveliness into the image. So we're going to dial back the motion scale and speed scale. You have a motion blur here as well. We'll turn that up just a little bit. And we took that down a little too far, so let's bump up the motion scale, and I'm going to keep the speed scale down because we want our motion to be pretty slow. And there we go. We have a little bit of camera motion in there. So down here we have our pan amplitude, which is back and forth, and our tilt amplitude, which is up and down. Rotation, if they're rotating the camera. Speed and zoom amplitude. And down here you have different shake qualities. You can just play with all those settings till you dial in just the motion you want. But there we go. We got a pan and zoom with a little camera shake. 2 ways to do it. One freeway, one with the studio. Let's put it all together and see what we got.
How you gonna act on that?
I believe I'm the cowboy up. I'm all in.